See, whenever we write a program, so we need to compile, and after that we need to run it. See, once we run, who will understand? JVM will understand, right? Yeah. So for that, sometimes you are writing lot of logic. So there are 200 or 300 lines. So let us assume the same code you are writing many times. Like this you have written, right? So now you got errors. See, now to resolve this, first you want to comment this. You want to comment this. Now how I am commenting the code line by line I am doing. You are understanding, right? See, but as per my analysis, as I understood, these are all the duplicate code. If you want to comment the code, there are two ways you are doing. One is single line comment. Single line comment. Another one is multi-line comment. See, multi-line comments means I don't want to execute this program till here. So for that, what I am doing, nothing I will do. Just I will start single backward slash star, then again star backward slash. So then your compiler will understand this is the commented code. So we no need to execute it. Yeah, there are how many types of comments will be there? Single line and multi-line. So it's not only this. Whenever you are trying to write Java program, so you are going to use. See, now I don't want to use this. I'm already having this. There is no line. Only I have something XYZ like this. So you no need to write multi-line comment. Now what you need to do? You need to use directly single line comment. See, that is based on your requirement. So this is how we are going to write comments in Java program. Now, not only in the Java program. So we need to provide each method and each class description. You are getting what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
So for this, see just how all I got it right. Just backward slash star, again enter. So automatically these three lines will come. So this is class level comments. Class level comments. Now you can see what you need to write in this class level comments. What exactly this class is doing. See, what is the requirement of this class? This class is going to created for, you can write created for to perform MIC operations. Clear? Yes. So in the class there are many methods. Void XYZ. Let's assume. Next. XYZ. Now each method will have their own logic, right? Getting what I'm saying? Each method will have their own functionality. See, now for this method also, what exactly writing? We need to write method level comments. For that, we need to use this. Getting what I'm saying? Yes, sir. See, class level comments is different, method level comments is different. So both way you need to provide. See, it's not only like this. This is the comments we need to provide. This method is going to add subtraction or something, and what it will accept, it will, the method will see, suppose this method is accepting any variable, right? Int a, see what is expecting, input value is getting, what I'm saying, a. Now what is the output for this? Output not returning, output is not returning any value, getting.
Yes.
Like this, each method you need to provide the comments. So come here. So what is the input type? String str, string str. Now this str I am going to provide. So what is the output for this? Str. Input value is string. String it is accepting. The variable name is str. Now output is it's not returning. Now it is output is returning as string. Getting what I am saying? This is how the methods. See, comments will use two ways. Multi-line comments we are going to use. You open one class. You are seeing, right? This class, you can see.
Yeah.
This is dot class file. What they mentioned something here, right? Even they did not follow any things here, but actually they need to mention each method. These are the method. Like this, they need to define. Let me open one more. Here we are having this one. Want to show you. See, we're able to see, right? This is class level. This is method level. This is not written by us. This is written by JMX. This is built-in jars. Inside we are having. You are able to see, right?
Yes.
This is the RT jar logic what we are having. This is class level comments. This is method level comments. You can see all are there. Now you are clear, right? There are two types of comments. So one is single line comment and multi-line comments. Multi-line comments we will use for declaring the class level comments and method level comments. And if you want to if you want to skip the multiple lines of execution, if you want to skip. Now you want to print. See, now in this program you can see. Now in this program, just you want to print marks. Right. Now what I want to say, I don't want to execute this total logic. So what I'm going to apply? Backward slash star and all. Now you can see. Right click, run as Java application. So what will happen? Only this is out will come. Now I want to comment only this logic. Rest should be executed. So what I need to do? I need to go for single line comment. Clear?
Yes.
So this is what the comments. So daily you need to use in the real time. Whenever you are trying to debug the code or sometime, right? So we need to enable some logic, we need to disable some logic. So for that, definitely we should make sure the comments. Clear?
Yeah.
Shall we move for another topic?
Yes.
sir.
Now this is comments. Now coming to wrapper class. So this is the most important concept in what is wrapper class. So what is data types in Java? What are they?
Primitive data types and
Yes.
non-primitive data.
Data types means, so we are holding some data in the class.
Class.
So there are two types of data types. One is primitive data type, another one is non-primitive data type. Non-primitive data types like array, whatever the class. It's not
String,
only
yeah.
array, whatever the class. String is a class, predefined class is also primitive data, non-primitive data type, and collection non-primitive data type. Now, data types, so as of now, in the real time, whenever we process, right, everything will talk about objects only. Directly, it will interact with objects. Object saving will happen, object fetching will happen. So means whatever the class, skeleton class you are defining, that class directly interact with the database, and that is going to fetch the data. So means there we are going to save the data directly by using data type and pushing the data. You are clear? Now you are aware about primitive data types. Int, char, boolean, so byte, float, these are all the primitive data type. Now what is wrapper? I told you, right? So there are wrapper types. Wrapper means object. It's not a keyword, it's a object class. The wrapper class in Java provides the mechanism to convert primitive into object. You are getting? See, primitive data type is means just by using data type keywords we are defining. But whenever we want to interact or whenever we want to perform any operation in collection, serialization, synchronization, so we need to use wrapper classes.
Okay.
Or we need to use database operation also, wrapper classes we need to use. At that time, you are defining one data type into primitive data type, then you need to convert it as object type, right? You are getting confusion or clear?
Okay. Primitive data type means object class create this one. Wrapper class.
Now, 1 minute. Let's go for this. Class A. Come down here. Now, int A. Float B. Long L. Double D. See, now you are clear, right? See, whenever we are trying to use, this is simple primitive. Clear? These are clear, right? Hello?
Yeah.
These are primitive data types. But in the real time scenario, whenever you are trying to do some operation on collection, some operation on file stream, means pushing the data to file, and or means whenever you are trying to push the data directly database, so you need wrapper class help. Suppose now you define A equal to 20. This is primitive data type. So, but this object pushed into database as a object. It is a keyword. It is a simple data type. But whenever you want to push the data, you require as a object. You are getting what I'm saying? So for that object, so we need to convert this data type into wrapper type. See how we are going to work, you need to check it. We will see that. Now you need to understand wrapper class is a class. So it provides the mechanism to convert primitive into object and object into primitives. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Means this object, 1 minute. This object is there, right? This object, this int type, right? It will, this int data type, it will convert as a object, and object also will convert as a primitive.
Primitive.
Clear?
Yes.
So vice versa, that we can call as auto boxing, unboxing. So what is typecasting also? This we can call it as typecasting. So use wrapper classes in Java. So use of wrapper classes mean we need to deal with objects many times. I clearly mentioned you, right? In Java, class is a skeleton, but everywhere we need to pass that skeleton. For that skeleton, we need to create the object. What object will contains the logical name of a class, and which includes all the data. If along with data, if we are having any methods, it will perform that operation. So that's what. So objects many times the collection, serialization, synchronization. See, that's what we need to deal with. It's not acceptable at primitive types. We need to convert as wrapper type. So how we are going to work? See, converting from primitive to wrapper to primitive type, we can call it as typecasting or auto boxing and unboxing. Auto boxing means primitive to wrapper. Unboxing means wrapper to primitive. So this we can call it as typecasting also. Now you are clear, right? See now, what is the primitive type? What is the wrapper type class? See, Boolean, small letter we are defining with small letter. See, Boolean means this is the class. Now you can see this. Control Shift T. Boolean. You are seeing, right? Boolean is the package we are having java.lang. Now you can open the class. See, whenever you are defining Boolean, right? This Boolean. So we are mentioning classes. We are mentioning classes means it is a non-primitive data type. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Non-primitive data type, I told you, non-primitive data type, we are going to call it as a wrapper class. Clear?
Yes, yes.
See, primitive data type means it will start as a keyword. These are all the keywords. These are all the keywords. You can see the, just I opened, you can see these all where we will have that java.lang.package. Where it is, you can see rt.jar, Oracle, you can see where is java.lang.jar. Might be not rt.jar. You can see the location. Java.lang.boolean. So let's wait 1 minute. Where we will have Java util base 64. Java. Somewhere it was mapped. Java dot dot not. So finally we will see. See, this is the classes we are having. Like this, again we will have float. Float control shift T FLOAT float. See, this is the float class, right? You are getting what I'm saying? So this float class will have again the logic, but finally the float class defined as a primitive type. It's a non-primitive type. So that's what I'm saying. First, we want to convert what we defined as a keywords. Boolean, char, character, byte. This byte wrapper type is caps byte. Always will be caps lock. See, now let's see the program. Then you will understand more. Now we want to write a program. New wrapper test. Finish. Then A equal to 20. Clear? B equal to. Let's go one by one. Right. B equal to. Yeah. Int byte load. Next. Speak here. So then int byte float double char C equal to C. Next.
Short, long.
L equal to C. Now these are what we are having. These are primitive types. Now I want to convert it as non-primitive or wrapper. So already all wrapper classes are predefined. So now what we need to do is, first we need to create integer. Integer I n integer equal. Now how we are going to use this integer class? Integer dot, this is the static class, value of int I. See, now you can see what it is accepting. It is accepting
Int.
So int A it is accepting. You can see here.
Yeah.
Now you can come here and place here, or you can come here, you can assign the value of A. Now see, whenever we define this, it will convert as a primitive data type. What we are doing? We are typecasting from integer int, like primitive data type, to wrapper. So this is the way we need to write. For rest also, we need to do the same way. Byte. Now you can see byte. Byte equal byte of You are getting right? Value of byte B. It's fine, right? See, value of is the method we are going to convert.
Wrapper.
Yeah. Token error. Why? Okay. Next. Tell me now. F caps FLO AT float F1 equal F wrapper, right? We can say FW. FW equal to, tell me the logic. FLO float
Dot
dot
value
value of float.
of
Fine. Done. Now next. D D caps. DOU double D D primitive, right? D wrapper equal double of double dot value of D. The same way for character. Character C wrapper equal character of dot value of C. Then now long. You are getting right how I am doing? Long wrapper equal long. By default, this wrapper class provide this logic.
Yes.
You no need to do, it's a static class by default defined. Now these are all the
So all the values stored in this class.
yes. Oh, all variables will save.
Yes.
See now what all will contains? Tell me. So what ABC will print, what this all will print? All will print the same values. How?
Same value.
Primitive data type will have. Just we are converting that into object. Nothing we are doing. So for future references, or if you want to use any file system and all, data types will not accept. We need to use that as a directly object. Any serialization concept that you will understand later, no problem. But as of now, you should aware about the concept. Now you are done with wrapper. Now from, let us assume we are having wrappers. Now what is the wrapper? These are all the wrappers, right?
Yes.
Now this we want to convert into primitive. Now again int a int, now tell me int 1
Okay.
already defined, no, right? Int a1 equal, so this is already we are having. Now what we need to do? Dot, what we need to do? Dot int value. See, now here you are using value of a, value of primitive type you are passing. But what we are here saying, integer value, you can get it. Means this integer value will return. Now you can see int value. So it is directly converted into int value. Clear? This is the integer dot class. Means the logic you have defined. Return the value of this code integer and a code of int. Means it will internally convert to integer and it will give it. Now int dot long dot value. Let's go for here. Now you can come here. What A1 will have, we'll see. Now come here. Now byte B1, or else you can take float, because our meeting is going to end. Let's understand this. So float means FW, right? FW dot, what is the method in float value, right? So this is float, right? Then float will have float value. So, but I don't want to go this wrapper class method. If I can do one more method, one more way, float f primitive fp equal to what I am doing. I am typecasting. So that this is the way also we can do float. So what is that primitive fw? Clear?
Okay.
So like this conversion will happen, or else you can come here. Now you can see what we are getting. We are getting exception. We will get typecast exception. Here we need to do float. Clear? See, getting fw dot float value is the same, and keeping in front of that float is also same. Now you can see this. What exactly this method is doing, you will able to understand. What exactly this method is doing. Inside this method, what is this? Float value. Float is there. You can see double also. For float, it is not there directly. You can come and see for double. Then you will understand more. Because it was storing directly float value. Now come to double dw. dw dot double value, right? This is double value. But what I am doing is, you can come here, do double dd equal this. Clear? Now we need to convert. Like this, we need to convert. If you want to write directly without using any wrapper method, or else you can use directly wrapper method, double value. Getting what I am saying? Two ways we can do. See, if you are doing that, you no need to give this. Directly it will go inside this and it will execute. So this double value method will internally convert. This is the typecasting they are going to do. Nothing they are doing. You can see that also. See, now return long dot long value. Clear? Clear or any confusion?
Yes, sir.
So this meeting is going to end in 2 minutes. So any doubts as of now? Now you can see the output. Right click, run as Java application. See, integer it is printing 20, B1 is printing 1, FW, everything is a same how we defined, right? But these are object type. Wrapper means object type. These are primitive type. There is no change in output. The same output will print everywhere. But we are going to use wrapper in different way, primitive type in different way.
In which cases we use step of
See, sometimes calculations we need to do. So if you want to do calculation, so we can go for directly primitive we can consider and we can do. Now you can come here plus 20. What it is saying, you can see. Syntax error or not token. Invalid assignment operator. Now come to the same way. A. You are getting what I am saying? A plus 20. What it is saying? 1 minute. Come here. Do here. A. How we are going to do? Equal A plus B. A plus what we define? Right. You are clear now? This is int ct equal to a plus 10. Now come here, the same logic. What is the primitive type for this? Integer, right? Come here, int control C, control V, C3, integer. Integer is the primitive wrapper type and it is a object. Clear? It is a object. See, can you do that operation? Object plus 10. So what will happen? See, in the back end, we will get some output here. C2 plus C3.